Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about real estate. We're also going to talk about the real estate and where it's at, because things are getting crazy. You want to learn how to buy it, how to sell it, how to make the most out of your investment. One of the things that I've noticed is that when you doll it up, you clean it up, and you take the advice of a real estate agent that knows what they're doing, you get more money for it. I also learned some new terminology. Within the last decade, within the last 10 years, knowing Tonya Harbin, I have learned terms like over the asking price. And I'm like, wow, what is that? And I finally learned that it is not that you're going to try to, sell it for less so you can get over the asking price. It's what you build your home into looking like, and after they do all the photographs, somebody wants to move into it, and then somebody else sees it and they want to move into it. So now you've got an auctioning battle, kind of like going, if they'll give you 250, they'll give 255. They said 275, I'm going to go 300. And it goes up like that. So let's find out how we get to that point and what kind of properties in West Texas are the kind of properties that bring that kind of money and excitement. Because to me, it's exciting if you're working with Tonya Harbin. Tonya Harbin, she's the gal for me, because she knows how to sell the house and never leaving any money on the table. And that's the way it is, Tonya.
Yep, it's very busy.
It is very busy, and it's amazing. I talked about this last week, but it is amazing that after I get off out of church and we're having dinner someplace, and this happened. Okay, Valentine's Day weekend, I took her out on a Saturday, and I ran into some ladies that said, "Oh, you're the guy on the radio with Tonya Harbin." And then, all of a sudden, they didn't know my name, but they knew Tonya Harbin Real Estate, and they listened to the show because of the fact that they said, "You know what? I have a family member that did this. They were trying to sell a house," or they had a family member that was needing to rent property, and you helped them out. Does it ever bother you, Tonya, when somebody's needing a home, really needing a home, and it's difficult because now, since, and I know that we've talked that ever since, COVID hit, and now the AI, the prices of, rental property is insane, that they can't find a home, but you go to work and you'll find them a place.
Yeah, so it's almost, we've talked about how rent prices are high right now. So, in a lot of ways, I think it's better to buy a house than to pay for so much more in rent.
Have you seen it yet where you have a rental property that somebody is renting and they're paying more than it would have cost them if they were buying it?
Yes, for sure.
You've seen that.
Oh, yeah. There's houses. Just one example, there's a house, I think it's probably worth about $215,000, $220,000, and they're renting that, furnished for almost $4,000 a month.
What?
And then there's some,
they want to rent my house.
We've talked about this house before, but we sold it. It was another agent's clients that bought it. I think it sold for like $265,000. And they rented it for $2,800 or $2,900 a month.
Mm-hmm. What would the house payment have been?
Depends on the loan, how much they put down.
I would say probably, investors probably put about 20% down. So they're probably looking about $1,700-1,800 with property tax.
But if you were buying it, with an FHA loan.
If you were buying it, you would still, be $2,100, maybe $2,200 worst case?
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, you're paying into that loan every month if you own the house because you're paying towards principal. So I truly, truly think that right now, if you are able to buy a house your payments will be less buying versus renting unless you somehow just find an amazing deal or have a landlord that just has no idea all this stuff is going on and is not raising your rent. Because what we're seeing too, a lot of people are in leases and maybe they have a great payment right now, but as soon as their lease is up, I mean, either their rent is being raised, I mean, a couple $100 to $1,000, I mean, just depending on what the house is, and they may be having to move out because they can't afford that. But then it's, well, where else are they going to move? Mm-hmm. So I've even heard that apartments have gotten really expensive to rent. So.
Well, with all the AI folks that are coming to work, whether they're building the plants or supporting the infrastructure that's building the plants, like we talked about VoltaGrid and we talked about the data centers. It's understandable because a lot of the homes that are being rented out, I actually know family members that they went out and bought a house. And I'm like, yay, I'm so proud of you. And they go, yeah, but we're going to rent it out. And I'm like, what? You've been living in it for 2 years. Why are you going to rent it out? Because we went and bought a travel trailer. And, if we need to get out for the weekend, just hook it up to the truck and off we're gone. And we can still have an enjoyable weekend, bring it back, plug it back in at the trailer park. And somebody's renting our house for 2.5 times of my house payment. What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2.5 times. And they bought this house, several years ago. I think 5 years and I'm like, seriously, is that big of a, are you seeing a lot of folks that have homes here that are saying, okay, let's rent out our home? Zakabowski.
Hi. Yeah, no, I'm shaking my head over here. Absolutely. With the rental market where it's at, it's just exploded to numbers that,
and you're in that rental market.
Yeah, I'm into that rental market. I similar situation. I bought a house, an investment property 4 years ago, and
You lived in half of it, and they lived in the other half, right? Mm-hmm. Is that the way it went?
Yeah, and this is another one that I bought. Got it cheap, and it's making money hand over foot on it, and it's just because we've got so many contractors looking to find rentals, and then compound that with long-term tenants here in Abilene that are still looking. So it's just a crazy market.
All right. So I decided to go driving around during the week in the evening hours just to look around. And when you get just a little northwest of Abilene, there's all that flat land. It's flat forever. Is anybody ever going to build on those, swabs of land? Because,
Where at?
Northwest. Are you talking about like outside the loop?
Just outside the loop. I'm talking like just on the other side of Anson or this side. I can see, I'm not kidding you. I'm thinking I can see something 5 miles away and with nothing in its way and no trees, no nothing. It's just flat land. It's where cows are roaming.
Man, I didn't think they would be building northeast of the loop. I know there's quite a bit of flood zoning over on the northwest side. So, it would be limited, but would not surprise me if they start breaking ground and start clearing and developing those areas.
Where are the most flooded areas of town? When you talk about, they're flood prone, where in town? Without pointing fingers at certain neighborhoods, but what sides of town have more flood zone problems?
Based off of FEMA flood maps, and again, this flood maps are just showing, higher indications of potential flooding. But I would say, you see a lot of that more towards the southwest and northwest, like center of town, more than anything.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because southwest of town, southwest of Abilene.
I should say southwest inside the loop.
Oh, inside the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to preface that.
All right. So the loop is Loop 322 and all that? All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary, because some of us live near there. I guess I'm going to go rent one of those ditch diggers and put a big drain hole in the middle of my backyard.
You could. Just French drain yourself into dry ground. But we haven't seen. Gosh, we've had quite a few big rainstorms, and we haven't really seen any flooding that is substantial. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. My car did get flooded on a flash flood.
I mean, who could forget that?
I mean, that stunk. Evidently, electric cars and water don't mix. So that was a fun.
So we're finally to where we can smile about that.
Yeah, that one stunk
Are
a little.
you really
Oh,
serious?
goodness. It was the worst.
Oh, Zach Oboski, you've been my hero for years, thinking he's the smartest man alive.
No.
What did you
No.
do? Did you just plow through a puddle?
Man,
Electric car.
it was not.
It's not a Musk car.
It was a Musk car. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah. Elon let me down on it, so they're not waterproof.
No.
So did you just think the water wasn't deep?
I knew the water was deep, but also I figured, okay, I'm not sucking up water into my exhaust, so I think I'm going to be okay. But the thing I fail to consider is, yes, the batteries are underneath the car and they're in waterproof casing, but what you don't consider is the wires that come out of that casing are not in a waterproof conduit. So that was the misfortune. Is once that is compromised, your car is going downhill.
It's done. Bye-bye.
Well, it is redeemable. Like, it can be repaired. You're not replacing the battery, which thank goodness, but you are replacing that conduit, which is not fun.
All right. So.
Zach always has some kind of adventurous story.
Yeah,
that
good
he's
night.
God, it's phenomenal. I want
was
one of
the
those
worst.
cars, and now I'm beginning to think.
I mean, hats off to Ashley Furniture for allowing me to park my car over there for, one day. I appreciate that immensely.
A plug for Ashley Furniture.
Thank you.
So, are you? So, do you live inside the loop of the inside the loop in
Man,
the
it
southwest
was-
part of town?
It was what's the road that follows right next to the loop, right off of Buffalo Gap?
Is
It's
it-
not
it-
Cat Claw. It's right off Industrial. Danville?
Yeah, there's Danville and
Yes.
there's Clack Street.
Yes, Danville is where my car met its maker.
Yeah, on Clack Street, mall side, when you're coming off the freeway from the mall there. Yeah, unless you got fins and you got to have a rudder on your truck, and of course, if you're driving one of those, you're going to need to get a faster rudder on that. So.
But yeah, Abilene does flood.
It does flood. It does. I take that
But
back.
I will say for houses, though, if you are in the flood zone, then you should have flood insurance.
Yeah.
And if you are renting a house in a flood zone, you should have renter's insurance anyways, but you should really have renter's insurance.
I was having some dinner, and I believe it was at Rosa's. Somebody came up and said, yeah, I want to talk to Tonya Harbin because they won't sell me flood insurance for my house. Is that a possibility that you can? I should have asked the insurance folks when they were here the last time because it was around when we had the rains and everything. Is that about when you drowned your car out?
Probably. In regards to flood insurance, now, again, talk to an insurance specialist, but I would say if they're not allowing for flood insurance, I think you might have to, because that's supplemental. It's not the primary insurance. So you would have to go back to whether the house itself is insurable, would be my guess.
All right, because you just mentioned something about what's the flood thing that you can dig in your backyard and then
French drain?
a French drain. If you are in a flood zone area, do French drains help? I mean, because I'm saying the city is going to get a lot of water, because I'm gonna channel it down into the area of town. Or does the city shut your drain off?
I would assume if you're going to do like a massive French drain in the middle of your yard, that
French drains are expensive.
yeah, those
too.
are expensive. So you always have to go back to, is the juice worth the squeeze at the end of the day? So, I mean, I would assume you'd also have to concrete your entire backyard for that to even be like relevant for adding a French drain. I'm not an engineer.
So really, you've got to make it in concrete too.
I would just get insurance is what I would do.
Oh. No, I'm moving over to the Tonya Harbin family compound.
That is something whenever people are looking at houses.
Yeah.
There's some people that do not want to be in a flood zone at all.
I don't want to be there.
And then some people, and the thing about Abilene too is sometimes they're like my office, for instance, there's like one tiny corner that's in the flood zone. And we're so far away from the creek, yet I have to pay flood insurance because I have a loan on the structure. So,
All right. So
flood insurance is fun.
I'm wanting to build my own compound. All right. The compound, Rudy. Let's go find this. All right. So are there properties out there that has anybody even looked at it? Is there a flood zone area out there? Can they tell if we're talking you're maybe 15 miles outside the city limits of Abilene, and you're going north between here and there? Is it going to flood? Do we know? Has anybody ever reported it? Are any cows missing?
So, I mean, there's some topographical maps that you could utilize to get an idea of what you're looking at. I know a lot of insurance companies use those to see if it would be required for flood insurance. But, yeah, I would say insurance is going to have the better answer on that one.
All right. Maybe look toward the rolling hills in South Abilene and build something up on top.
That would probably be
in the windy zone.
Yeah.
Although right now in this market, you're just getting a house.
Yeah.
And so there's not as many options for people.
There's a lot of fighting in terms of the buyer market.
I have posted a couple weeks ago, just in Abilene city limits, there were 249 active homes. So that none of those had contracts. There were 301 under contract and 162 homes sold in the last 30 days. So Zach, because he's always making all these ratio things, and he said that puts our pending ratio at 91%.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, we're in a seller's market.
We're very much a seller's market. I mean, when we're less than 2 months worth of inventory for the entire price ranges, like that is a big tell.
That's the crazy thing, too, is whenever you do go on a listing appointment is making sure that they are pricing it correctly, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that, because it should sell pretty quick.
It should sell pretty quick, but one thing that a lot of sellers kind of lose focus of is, yes, you could put whatever asking price you want on a home, but it has to appraise. And so walking through that is a process in creating those expectations.
All right. The Texas Real Estate Research Center has, because I've been out there just searching for stuff that we were going to talk about. And when I found out that you were coming, I thought, oh, this is something Oboski's going to know about. But one of the things that I have noticed is that the prices of the homes in the Abilene area, the big country, all right, we all agree the big country, are climbing. They're saying that they've gone up. We looked at it earlier, and we saw where some of them went as much as $100,000 increase from 2018 to 2026. All right. That said, why are the prices of homes in places like Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, they're not dropping by a lot? Austin had a 2% drop in home prices. Austin, of all places. And there's a lot of people moving to Austin, and they're saying that Austin is going to be one of the biggest, fastest growing cities in Texas. And there's a lot of folks moving in there. But you're looking at a 2% drop there, a 1.2% drop in Dallas, right at a 0.9% drop in Houston. And these are just prices. Same thing in San Antonio, 0.8%. What do you attribute that to? They're going down, we're going up.
I think I would. The first question I'd ask in regards to those markets is how much new construction has been going in over there for the past 5 to 10 years. And I'd imagine Abilene's got two national builders that are building out here. I know Austin, I know Dallas. They've got multiple builders. And I'm talking about national where they're coming in and throwing up homes fast. So that being said, it's always going to boil down to a supply and demand graph. How much supply is there? What's the demand? And Abilene, I would say, is we're right now, especially, we're on the low side of the supply. And so you've still got the same amount of demand, if not more. And so that's increasing the prices. So I imagine even though there's a lot of people still, heading to Austin and DFW, the supply is going to be a little more abundant than it is here.
So there is still a major shortage, because I'm going to say 3 or 4 weeks ago, a month ago, Tonya, you came in here, and I mean, you scared me because I'm like going, you said we're running out of homes. We need more homes, and I'll quote you: home builders build more homes, build them faster. And I see Zach's nodding his head yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, is there really that big a shortage of homes around here?
Yeah, I mean, so we briefly mentioned about the renters coming into the market just because, you can afford a mortgage more than you can afford a rental payment here in Abilene. So you've got more long-term renters turning into home buyers, which is forcing more folks to either get into the buyer market or decide, you know what, we can't afford this market. We've got to look in Hamlin. We got to look in Stanford, Merkel. And so a lot of these smaller towns around Abilene are starting to get a lot more, I would say, momentum on their real estate market as well. And so it's just creating a ripple effect where we need more inventory if we're going to sustain.
All
And
right.
that's what we were talking about last week. Clyde's been growing. Merkel, people are moving out there. Tuscola.
Stanford. I
We
was
get
looking
a
at
lot of calls
holy
for
cow.
Stanford.
Stanford normally, you're probably looking at maybe 60 or 70 homes that sell in that market. There's currently 10 or 12 on the market. All of them are under contract right now.
Yeah.
All of them.
Texas Real Estate Center, the Texas Real Estate Research Center is saying that in a lot of these cities that I aforementioned, Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, they're starting to see that where folks are accepting as much as up to 12% less of the asking price. I mean, we haven't seen that in Abilene. I don't think we've ever seen where they're taking and they're saying 7 to 12% less of the original listing price. Have we ever seen that in Abilene in the history that both of you have been in the real estate industry all your lives?
I feel like early 2000s.
Really?
I feel like probably, but I mean, I haven't seen across the board average dip less than 5%. I can't think of when.
And is that a buyer's market then or a seller's market?
So if it dips less than, let's say it increases more than 5% off the asking price, that's an indication that it is a buyer's market because there's too much inventory out there and buyers have more leverage to get better deals for themselves.
And so right now it's a seller's market because there ain't enough houses out there and you can ask for what you want.
Yeah. I mean, you can, another fun fact is if you want to look at historically, price decreases per week have normally always been higher than price increases of homes. And so now when these homes, accept offers more than they're asking, we're installing new asking prices that are higher than the original list price.
Than the original list price of that home. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you said fun facts. So let's have some fun here. Tonya, Zach, what is without giving the name of the street or the people that are selling it or the people that bought it, what was a fun fact about a home here in Abilene that you sold within the last year that you're like going, whoa, look what happened here. They went in asking for this and they got that because Tonya taught me about over the asking price. And to me, even if I'm buying a home, I still love to hear over the asking price because when you are living in your home, you're trying to go, do not drag that down the hallway. You're going to scratch up the walls. You want to keep your house looking nice. So what's a fun time that you remember selling in the real estate industry, Zach Oboski?
Yeah.
Here in Abilene.
That's a tough question. 'Cause
Tonya Harbin, brokered by Real.
There's a lot. So I'm gonna limit that down to, what's happened in the past 2 months. And I would say
Really?
and that's because I have a goldfish memory. I only have maybe like 2 megabytes of data in my brain. So goldfish memory, the property in question was, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, over in the south side of town. And they had tenants in there, and these sellers were over in Germany. They had moved over there a year and a half ago, and the tenants just couldn't work out a deal with the tenants, and so we were a little concerned about, okay, is this going to be the best offer that we're going to be looking at for this property? Put it up on the market, and this was, again, about 2 months ago. Put it up on the market, and we had like 5 offers in the month of January, which January is just a dead month. And so that blew me away, just knowing that, where we're sitting for the pace of the market, that's what we're stepping into.
Wow.
And January is just not a lot happens in January.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've had a house listed that it needs a total gutting.
Yeah.
And it's priced a little bit high and ended up getting multiple offers on it.
And you're talking about that total
I know,
gutting.
it's so weird.
Oh my gosh. But we learned some time ago, because I did an article that's posted about some of the new laws that went into effect January 1 of 2026 that are dealing with, what do the people call that? The squatters that deal with squatters, and that we're not going to have to fight as vigorously as we've been having to fight in JP court to get them evicted out of a house that they never even were supposed to have. They just kicked in the door and decided to start living in it, while you're going, well, as soon as we get warm weather, we're going to go over there and paint it. We're going to fix this. We're going to put new windows. And now what happens? You had squatters in one of your properties.
Mm-hmm.
And it was difficult, wasn't it?
Yes.
Did it hurt because you're like going, I have to kick these people out? Or did it hurt because, like, look at all the damage they did?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another thing to have to deal with.
Yeah. Well, we have squatters living around the property of the radio stations that are around here. As a matter of fact, we had 2 buildings down there, one that is being completely torn down because of what was done to it. And the building is no longer going to be. And it had some history that I'm very fond of. And I went, it was that moment. All right. We're going to be running out of time. But so if you have a home, take care of it.
Take care of it, please.
All right. If there's squatters, go to the JP's office.
Mm-hmm.
Call Zach.
Don't call
He'll get 'em
Zach.
out.
Zach will not.
Zach, come on.
He'll go and move in with them.
Oh, no.
It'll be fine.
They're going to have my car.
I'd like to buy that car from you. Yeah, I'm an electrician. I can fix it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that Voltagrid could help us out. Put a little power plant in the trunk. Does that thing have a trunk?
It's got 2 trunks.
Really, the front and the back.
Yeah,
it's like a Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. The
1970s. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the 911 VW or 914 VW.
VW, yeah.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun. All right. We're running out of time, but I know that you're going to be selling homes this weekend. Every weekend you're out there. I know that, are you going to have an open house where you're bringing your coffee machine? Do you have a food truck yet?
No, I do not have a food truck. I hire the food truck out because again, goldfish memory. I won't remember to bring my recipes.
I've never heard
You'd
that.
rather have Zach and come and sing.
No,
than,
you would not.
Does he sing good?
Yeah,
No, he does not sing good.
Jack.
All right. I'm
Zach
going to have
and Jackie, they're singers.
Zach and
Jackie
Jackie
is the singer, not Zach.
I
Zach
gotta
is
ask, Caleb, is he a singer?
He's a screecher.
Yeah.
I'm a screecher.
Oh, you're a screecher, huh? He's a screecher creature. And if you want to see them this weekend, you can. Tonya Harbin, the most incredible leader when it comes to real estate, brokered by Real. She's got an incredible team. Listen, I, Rudy Fearless Fernandez, will tell you right now, when it comes time to sell a house or buy property or do anything with real estate, I don't make a move without Tonya and her team. You can find them. The address, does anybody know the address to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate? Zach, do you know the street address?
Yeah, 4357 South Troy.
Oh, you knew it.
How do you not know the address?
Yes.
I know
Oh,
it.
okay.
No,
I'm like, you
Last
own
week,
the
Caleb
building.
didn't think I would know it.
Yeah, last week it was. I just popped it out there thinking somebody's going to pop, and she ripped it out of nowhere.
I figured she would.
But while you were looking down at your phone, I winked at her and I said, "Does anybody know the address?"
Sorry, I just broke my bracelet. I'm a little sad
Zach
about
was
that.
looking on Apple Maps to get the address.
Yep.
Oh, yes. There you go. You broke her. How did you break it?
It was an elastic band, and that's why I'm like, oh, man, it was my Be Kind bracelet.
Your
I can't
Be
be kind
Kind?
anymore.
Oh, we'll have to get,
That's what reminds you.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to be kind, or I'll flick myself with it.
With that said, it's time to go. But if you need a home and you need to talk to somebody, call the Tonya Harbin team, 325-603-3550. Or better yet, just see her, TonyaHarbin.com. You even want to find out what it's worth. You're not going to get charged for it. All you got to do is hit the big pink Get Started button and watch what happens. I did it with my house. You can do it with yours. Look, if you want to buy, sell, or trade, now's the time to check them out. TonyaHarbin.com, but the best place to go, Facebook at Tonya Harbin Team, and then start packing. You're going to be moving soon. This is KYYW, Abilene, Texas.